Welcome to London. We continue our series exploring traditional versus modern cafe culture around the world, and today we're visiting a 17th century cafe in Cornhill that honestly helped kick off the coffee culture in Europe. And then jumping on over to Farringdon, we show you arguably one of the most finest specialty coffee shops in London, with a sneaky peek at the London Coffee Festival while we're in town. But let's get right into it.
All right, here we are, our first stop in London. We got to start way back to 1652. This is Pasqua Rosé's head, or also known as the Turks Head. This is one of the first introductions to coffee to London, to the UK, and even to Europe. Now it's called Jamaica Wine House. Let's go check it out.
Nestled on this corner in St. Michael's Alley is what was once known as the Turks Head. But who the heck was this Turk? Walking inside, it feels familiar, typical, like any other pub in London. But don't let looks fool you. This is indeed the birthplace of the London coffee scene. So I ordered a coffee.
Would you like it black or white, sir?
The coffee is roasted by Creekside in Kent, the same folks who have apparently been brewing beer since 1698. The master at work.
All right, coffee time. I decided to go for an Americano because I know in the first days of the London Coffee House, they did not have espresso machines. They didn't mix with milk. It was very Turkish style, but this is our closest alternative. And this is roasted by Creekside. It's a local roaster that supplies just for Jamaica Wine House. Quite nice. Nice dark roast.
But this was not my first coffee today, so to switch things up, I washed down the caffeine with one of my London favorites, cask ale. Oof, that's good. A bit of coffee paraphernalia to pay some homage, but it was time for a good dose of pub fare. Of course, bangers and mash. And yes, it's as good as it looks. I jumped on a quick tube ride to Brick Lane to pop in on the prestigious London Coffee Festival at the Truman Brewery to check in on what's happening in the British coffee scene. And this was a ride in itself. 3.5 floors of coffee madness, a bit claustrophobic, and to be honest, nothing particularly innovative this year. But great to see some familiar faces and try a bunch of coffees. Here are a few things that did stand out to me though. Subco. I met them in Dubai at the World of Coffee and I was excited to see them again. Really fresh approach to Indian coffee. Got to try some Sprout, pea-based milk alternative. And then there was Hoop.
Steal my jokes.
No, I won't.
This is a Chiado hoop from the company called Chiado. They make grinders. So there's three main parts to it. There's the bowl, the tower, and the filter paper. So you put the filter paper inside, then you screw the tower in, like this. Then you pour your coffee into the middle, and then you put the hot water on the outside. The water goes through the holes into the coffee, and through the filter paper into the cup.
And this was actually pretty exciting. Specialty coffee from Lavazza. I didn't even know this existed, and apparently it's only available in the UK, but maybe we'll start seeing more commercial brands easing into specialty. If you've tried it yourself and you have any thoughts, share it with us in the comments. I personally thought it was pretty great. All right, let's get out of here. And as if I didn't have enough coffee today, it's time to return to a fan favorite.
And now a London classic when it comes to specialty coffee, Prufrock. It was actually a few years ago that I had one of the best espressos of my life. Let's go check it out.
As London lore goes, this place is associated with coffee icon James Hoffmann, and perhaps more directly with the renowned Square Mile coffee roasters. But I somehow feel this ambiguity is deliberate, as Prufrock really does stand on its own two legs. Offering an array of fine coffees from around the world and an exquisite tasting menu, and a vibe that I could spend hours in on a chilly English afternoon. I sipped on a bit of Peruvian batch brew by Square Mile.
That is good.
While I waited for my espresso flights, a unique offering I really wanted to put to the test. Here it is. 2 espressos, One decaf, the other not. And my challenge, to guess which was which.
All right, let's try. Both are incredibly good. It's so hard to tell. But I think that's the point. I'm gonna go with this one, which is B. Let's see if I'm correct. Oh, so they're not even gonna tell me. I have to enter a code, and then they're gonna add up how many people guessed which one is decaf. So you'll have to wait.
Apparently, I was dead wrong, which is actually good news for decaf, but bad news for me. So they offered me a pour over to wash down the sorrow of my defeat, and I went with a Costa Rican geisha from Kopi. Yamola. So there you have it. Two cafes spanning centuries of coffee culture, both with their own charm. Which one would you choose?